So let's talk about the cost of actually making AI videos or having an AI video channel or any of this stuff. So I've been sharing a couple of tools, and if you watch my last video, I'll put the link here. I talked about that one of the things about these different tools is that they're based on credits. So while you may be paying $34 per month for a video for a platform, it really starts to eat up once you start going in and creating the videos and trying to make them like the least amount of credits possible and actually getting output enough to maintain a channel, maintain a business, and just kind of do this work on a regular. So I wanted to dig into Hypernatural because that's what I've been using, and I figured out how to get these videos down to what I'm going to call the bare minimum. And I'm going to show you guys some tips on how I do that at the end of this video. But let's talk about the AI video math, right? The one that no one's talking about, no one's doing. They'll tell you, oh, you can get started for $20, you can get started for this amount, but they don't actually tell you what you can get out of it. So I made the liberties here. Now, this is not normally on their screen. So what I did was go in and do the math, right? If I can do a video at minimum, a video on Hypernatural is going to cost you 20 credits. And I've got it down to every video being between 20 to 30 credits. And like I said, I'll show you guys how I make that happen so that you can do this type of math with it, right? And then once I figure out how many videos I can make or how much I'm gonna make like at the minimum for most of my videos, then I go to whatever credits they're gonna give. So their creator plan is 500 credits, their pro plan is 1500 credits. That's the one I have right now. Their ultimate is 8,000 credits. So then I took my number, which like I said, 20 to 30 credits per video, and calculated how many videos I can get from that amount of money. And that's actually how I buy the plan. So like I said here, if you got the $20 for 500 credits, it's going to give you about 16 to 25 videos. 16 if you're doing everything to make it 30 credits, and 25 of everything that's 20 credits, and in between, based on how many the combination you'll do. Because no way you'll always need to do a 30 credit video. If you do, then you're probably doing it wrong and should absolutely watch the end of this video. So thinking that you're going to do most of them at 20 and 20 credits and then maybe one or two that's going to need some tweaking. Let's say you can do at least about 20, 21 videos using that creator plan. Then when you bring it on over to the pro plan, and I'll tell you for our page that we use Hypernatural for, we use different tools for different pages depending on the content outline, but the page that we use Hypernatural for needs about 90 videos per month, right? So that's 3 videos a day, every day of the month, 30 days in a month. So we know we need about 90 videos. So for us, we switch it up a little bit. So right now, 75 videos is really great. But again, because we're going to do the process to make sure most of our videos are under 20 credits. And so that's why we've got that plan. And then if we wanted to either add a channel or just go up to this level of doing more creation, we would go up to that ultimate plan. So once you understand that content math, right, that AI video content math that I just went through, it makes it really a lot easier to not only pick the tools that are right for you, but also to budget. One of the things I saw somebody say on a group I'm in was, how do you make videos without eating up all your credits? Or how do you make videos and sustain this without running out of credits every month? This is how, right? You do the math, right? And so we do the math here and we figure out this is what's going to take to create for the month. And then we buy based on what we needed because any plan that offers top off credits is always going to be and come out to be more per month than you just getting a plan that you need to fit in, right? So I'm always going to say get the plan you need to fit in. Maybe if you're going from pro to ultimate, you got a little bit of wiggle room because that is a huge jump. But for the most part, just get the plan you need, right? Just stick with the one that you need. So let me jump into how I make my videos 20 to 30 credits. And I'm just going to close this out, take my little annotations off. I thought I did that. Maybe I did not. Okay, now it's off. Right. So now we're in Hypernatural. Here are the two things that I do to make my videos always come out really, really based on whatever the style I need or whatever. So the videos have the best creation that first time. I talked about another video. I'll put that link here as well. But talked about this in another video where I did my full walkthrough of Hypernatural. And there's a little bit of logic and science to this, making sure that your videos come out the best of the best all the time. And I even created two examples for you. So in Hypernatural, three ways I make this happen. First thing is creating custom styles. Custom styles, you guys can see, let me show you some of my styles here. Custom styles are the game changers in Hypernatural because you can say this is how I want all my food videos to look. This is how I want all my art videos to look, my Kwanzaa videos to look. I did a sorority series earlier this month. So I've got one for each organization is how I want to look. So I can really say, make sure you stick with this style and very consistently and not have to switch back and forth. And it's been the game changer for me because if you watched, again, remember my videos, my review of the three tools, one thing that AI does not do well is cultural videos, which I am doing, right? And so I was having to do a lot of work to make sure and spend a lot of credits to make sure that it represented the right people, it had the right things reflected. And so setting a style has made that so much easier. I don't have to do all that tweaking that I talked about before in that video because of the setting the style. Second way that I do use to really make these videos stand out with whatever style I'm going to be doing are these characters, right? So you can create a custom character just by putting their portrait, just by saying, here's a portrait of someone, and I got to find a someone for us. So if I was doing like Malcolm X, right? So if I wanted a picture of Malcolm X, I could just come here. I'm just going to name it X for now, right? And generate a whole style based on this one picture. Now, one thing I will say, it only will do one person, one picture. So don't try to do a bunch of people. Really, if you need a bunch of people, go to the styles. But if it's one picture, one person, then you're going to want to do this. Don't worry about the voice either, because the voice, you're not going to use this voice in your videos. This is just kind of so it has something. But you see here, literally just one picture. I did not even go through and tweak, which I can and I will a little bit later, but I'm already getting some really nice versions of this Malcolm X image. And I can just say, create my character, or if I need to go in here and tweak it, like I said, I can then regenerate, make sure it's good. Now, every video, when I have that person, I will just use that person. And that's what makes the videos, like I did this here for a video we did today on Elizabeth Eckford, and you could see all the consistency. This is her real picture, right? A little grainy in that one, right? So this is her real picture. This is the AI generated picture. That's how close it can get when you're creating these custom styles, right? These custom characters. So that's the second way that I do this with these videos. The third way is one that I've only seen in this tool, right? So no other tool has done this. What this allows me to do, and I'm just going to say sample text of a script. Actually, you know what? I'm going to copy off another script. So I'm just going to let it do some sample thing for me. This does not take credits, which is nice. That's another thing. Some of the other tools charge you for creating a script. I usually give it my script, but if you are going to create your own, this is nice, right? And you don't have to pay that additional credits for scripts, right? But this is the part that really helps me with tweaking. Not only can I use my own custom script, which is nice, once it actually processes the script, the first step, instead of going right to making a video like most tools do, this one actually gives you the script and whatever it's thinking already it's going to do for the video. So it gives you a, little whatever it wants to do, International Writers Room Day, and Anna is now scribbling because it's giving me a character for this. I can change the character if I wanted to, or say no character for it, but it's giving me a character. So it's going to give me that. So I would come in here and say, Anna an African American female, if I was doing a specific video about an African American female. If it's a famous person, it will try to pull in things it knows about the famous person. But if you just have a person or have something, anytime I have like groups of people or specific settings, I'll read through this and say, for this, I really wanted African American people, or this, I really wanted them inside of a classroom or sitting in a library. So I'll go through these little prompts here and make sure that even before generation, even before using my credits, that I'm able to tweak, right? So those are the three ways that I make this work. And why we get to 20 credit videos is that we use our style to make sure we've got a consistent style across them. We create characters to make sure if we're doing a video about a person or if it's going to talk a lot about a person or even multiple people, I can do multiple characters and have them in one video. So some of our history, like I did one on the Harlem Renaissance, right? And so it was like talking about Langston Hughes and talking about Zora Neale Hurston. And so I was able to create people for each of them. And then the videos were just that much more dynamic because now it had all three of them in there looking, the way they look, right? Being people. So that's another way with characters. And then, like I said, when I do that video, instead of going straight to creating the video, I take a quick minute and read through what the actual narrative is. But you don't even always have to do that because I promise you the style is enough. So I want to show you guys, I did the same video, same exact script using two different styles. And I'll say because this is based on a location, it got a lot of maps, so there's not a lot of difference there. But this is the video that is using one of the styles that they already have in the system. So this is using, oh, where is it? Here. This is using photographic. Usually, and that's why I said, oh, where is it? Because usually don't go to the style after it's done. You want to make sure you choose the style before. So again, that way you're not paying for the regeneration of credits. But this is using just photographic style, which is one of their standard styles that is in here. And it got nice videos, but you'll see, especially when it gets to people, it struggles with diversity. I'm just going to say that, right? It is going to not want to do diverse. And so for my videos, as I mentioned, are based on African American history and African American facts. So we want a lot of African American people. Like we're talking about Black-owned newspapers and anti-slavery societies. And this does not look Black-owned or anti-slavery. So that's one of the great things, the differences with if you use this style. Now I did the exact same video, and I'm just going to go back here. And this one, I used one of the styles I'd already created, which is my vintage black and white, which is, it says sepia tones, early 19th century African American characters and stuff, because this is one I usually use for like my any videos that involve talking about slavery or Underground Railroad. History that was in the 1800s, so Civil War, anything like that, I use this particular style for. It's really great for history videos, but that's one that I created by using this photo that's right here, a little bit grainy, you guys can barely see it, but it's a photo of from that I pulled from the internet from back in that time period. So as you can see here, we've got more African American characters, which is really important. Not as many, and you can see I can slide through and see all the different slides. Not as many non-African American people. Like, and my videos aren't all African American, but predominantly African American. So I want like this video where it has a good mix of people, but predominantly African American. When I get to, where's that one line we saw before when we talked about Black-owned business and newspapers? Look at the difference there with my custom style, right? Now, this looks like what we actually wanted the video to say. And both of these videos, I have not done any updates. I've not done any changes or anything. We did not use custom characters in these because we didn't need them. And I did not tweak the actual script, right? Like I told you guys how you can do that. So while those two things help make them better, you don't even need them if you get your styles right. The styles are really where it's at in the videos. But you can see, like I said here, all of the different styles. So that's how I save money with Hypernatural. First, looking at actually how much do I need to use to get the amount of videos. And I look at that before getting the package, before I start playing with it. When you first start using it, you'll probably be at like 40 credits per video, maybe even 50. If you like motion, like I said in another video, is very expensive. So I do not, sometimes it'll make things motion, which is great. or I'll come over here and use one that's already been generated with motion. You can come here and say, I want like all the videos, so I'll use that to bring in motion. Again, keeping my cost down so I don't have to actually generate it. But for the most part, if I don't need motion, I don't use motion because who wants to pay 15 credits for that, right? And I have not seen a big difference on my channel, like one with motion or not motion. So while I think they're nice to throw in there, they're not a must have for every single video. So if you want to keep your costs down, first, do your math, right? Do your AI math. And then if you're using Hypernatural, especially set up a style, make some characters, and read through those scripts. All right. Let me know how I can help you guys. If this is your first time here and you don't even know who I am, I'm Akil Thompkins-Robinson, Girl Get Visible, and we help you to find the tech solutions that are going to enable your marketing strategy. And for me, with Faceless pages, Hypernatural is one of the big ones. So we want to be able to save doing that. So let me know what other questions you have. Bye, guys.